Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazbo coming at you with a new EP review. Today, I am checking out the latest EP from Comeback Kid with their EP called Trouble. If you don't know anything about Comeback Kid, they are a Canadian hardcore slash punk band based out of Winnipeg, Canada. And they've been going at it for about 2 decades now. They started off back in the year 2002 and put out they started off with like a demo, then they put out an album, and they probably put out one, two, three, four, five, about 6 albums, I think. Probably like 2 EPs. So they don't put out too many small EPs. So I was really surprised that this year they put out this EP, and I felt really bad. I didn't check it out before I saw them in Blood X Fest in Japan and everything. And Comeback Kid is a band that I've seen multiple times when I used to live back home in Texas and San Antonio when they would come through here and there. And they were great. They're always a great band to see and everything. And I was a little like hesitant that they were the headliners for Blood X Fest because I was like, they never seemed like a headlining kind of band. And they definitely changed my mind because like they were always good, but they were on it for that show and everything. And I'm mad that I didn't know this EP existed because I think they probably played a few songs off of it. So those few moments when I was watching, I was probably like, I don't know this song. Probably came off of this EP. And during the show, they were talking about how they're a little bit more of a radio friendly band kind of, and I think this EP does a really good job of showing that style, that shift from like hardcore punk to just kind of like radio friendly punk. And when I mean that they've gone on to more radio style punk, I feel like the songs that are on this EP compared to like old stuff on like Wake the Dead and Turn It Around is a pretty big difference because this stuff it's still got the punk elements to it, but it just feels a little bit on the how do I say this? A bit sterile and more just softer side of punk. In my mind, they've always been a pretty aggressive and just really more punk than hardcore band, but they had that aggression to them. But it seems like they've traded that in and they're going for more of a more tamed and mild style here to play on the radios and stuff. And I think that also helps them get to these big headlining events now because they can have more of a broad appeal. So come back here, do your thing, get the bag. I totally get it. So it makes me want to say that, it's not necessarily that the songs on here are bad, but I feel like there's a lack of urgency to these songs. Like something is missing from the equation. A good example of that is on the opening song, Trouble in the Winner Circle. The song doesn't really feel like it kicks in until the back end of the song. So majority of the song, the beginning, the middle, just feels like it's a little bit hollow. It's missing that urgency, that bite, that aggression they used to have, and it's just very safe feeling punk music. And so I want to play a clip of that so you can get a sense of like, they're not as fast and crazy as before. I feel maybe I'm crazy, but let me know.
Destiny on a timeline, rushing to survive. Destiny with your timeline, envy, faded. Destiny takes it.
It feels kind of mild, yeah. Or like on Chomping on the Bit, the verses of the song feel very empty, and it doesn't feel like until you get to the chorus that the song really knocks it up a notch. But until then, like it just feels a little empty here and there. But I will say, particularly on this song, the bass at times sounds really, really good. It's got a nice weight to it. So that's one thing that kind of balances out the song a little bit. The bass playing on it sounds really good. So I want to play a clip of Chomping at the Bit so you can get a sense of that weird emptiness during the verse.
Too much. Texas in a bull's lost touch. Relay bound by its soul. Trauma stems from a cold. Take rest to feel a gripping from death. Robin and motivated.
It just feels like, yeah, pretty standard, pretty nothing exciting about it. The other songs on this EP, Disruption and Breaking and Bruise, they seem to be a little bit more refreshing and have a bit more of that punk urgency, that aggression that Comeback Kid is known for, whether it's through the interesting drum playing or just like the mesmerizing riffs. Something about these two tracks still have that, old comeback kid feel to it without compromising the sound too much. Like, not saying they sell out or anything, but it just feels more in line with like who comeback kid are compared to the other two songs that I played. So I want to play a clip of Disruption so you can get a sense of like how they still have some of that same energy they are known for.
Killing dreams, little seeds gonna grow in fun. Destruction can't be stopped. Taste my hand, the damage is done.
They just come together and sound really good on this track. Vocals are probably one of the most distinctive things about this EP because they are strong. He has a good vocal performance. It just feels like they're mixed really high, so it drowns out the other instruments and members of the band, especially on Trouble in the Winter Circle and Chomping at the Bit. He sounds extremely high, so it just throws things off a little bit, I feel like, in terms of balancing out the songs. While on the other songs, he still has that aggression, but he's not as loud and it sounds pretty deep. So I would say that the newest EP from Comeback Kid here is called Trouble, and they are definitely bringing trouble here, just not the trouble that you kind of want from a punk band like this. Like, you want that aggression. I mean, I feel like as a comeback fan and what they put out, they should be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more raw. But, times have changed. People want to play different styles. This is why an EP is great. You can experiment without compromising too much who you are because you can put a few songs out to test the waters. You put some more radio friendly songs, switch it up a little bit. So I see what they were trying to do with this. Now, I don't know if this is where they're going to keep going. We'll see with other releases, but like I said, I would say it's not a real bad thing. Like if another band played these kind of songs, it might sound pretty good. But Comeback Kid has that raw energy that, when you hear their music, you can picture the live show. You can be there. I don't really feel a lot of that on this. So I gotta say this EP from Comeback Kid is a okay and decent like 7 out of 10. Yeah, links down below. Tell me what you think about this new EP from Comeback Kid. Give me some suggestions, whatever you want to throw at me. I would love it. Check out this other review I got over here or whatever I got over here. But yeah, until next time, guys, I will see you in the pit.